Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Bart.
Another beautiful day in beautiful Jackson, Michigan. Right now, 60 degrees. Today's high 80. Yesterday's high was 78. Mostly sunny today. And it looks like the weekend is going to be fantastic.
I hope so. Yesterday was so nice. So nice. I was lucky enough to be on the golf course after a crazy busy day.
What a shame.
Yeah, it was very nice. So I enjoyed it.
This is the best place to be.
Yes.
Other cities all over the United States are sweltering, and Jackson, in comparison with major cities in the heat dome, we are enjoying just perfection all for the next week. We will be hovering around 80 degrees, while everyone else in the south and southwest. Phoenix broke a heat record, 19 consecutive days of 110 degrees or higher. 3 weeks it has not been below 110 in daytime.
Inmates' families in Texas are calling for air conditioning units to be brought in to prisons because they're saying they're inhumane conditions, which they probably are.
Yeah. I don't know how people are surviving without air conditioning.
I don't know how people are surviving in general. It's amazing how hot it is. So this is the Earth's hottest weather in 120,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember the hottest weather you've ever experienced and where that was? Anything?
No. And I was thinking yesterday, would I rather be really, really hot or really, really cold?
The answer's still hot for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's still hot. The hottest weather I've ever been in, we were in Gulf Shores, Alabama in August.
Oh, on your honeymoon.
On our honeymoon, and it was so hot you couldn't even golf at like 6:30 in the morning. It was too hot, so you had to be in water all day. So
yeah, and the ocean temperature in Florida is in the 90s, so
which
it's not too cool.
I'm learning from the news that some of the coral will be in danger due to that high bath water in the ocean.
The weather, though, for us is perfect for hot air balloons, and the Women's National Balloon Championship is underway right now, happening here in Jackson, leading up to the Hot Air Jubilee this weekend. And Doug Leffler of Viewer captured these photos on his iPhone 13. Brilliant. Over his house.
You said iPhone 13.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I need a printout of where the balloons are going.
You can't.
And when they cut or where they're landing.
You
they were
just
all
have
over
to,
yesterday.
Yeah, you just, thanks Doug Leffler. You just have to look up, and this is what you'll see during the early morning and late afternoon.
I'm enjoying seeing different patterned balloons than we normally see for the competition.
Yeah, like the Nebraska balloon.
The chili pepper balloon.
Last night, a lot of balloons ended up at Jackson College, and I think it was the Target. I think the Target was at Jackson College, and your brother and your nephew, my grandson, James, was there as the balloons. Wow. A lot of balloons. Yeah, a lot of people are following the balloons. And last night, a lot of people headed out to Central Campus for balloon watching, balloon following, balloon spotting. So that's a beautiful balloon, the way the sun's hitting that.
Beautiful, beautiful balloon.
Mm-hmm. Today in Jackson, you can follow the Women's Hot Air Championship. They will be, the reason people don't know where they're going to be or when they're going to be flying is because just before the competition, the balloon pilots are given a duty, a competition.
A chore.
Chore. And it is simple as they give them the coordinates, GPS coordinates, and they say you have to drop a certain thing on a target at these coordinates. And so they decide based on the wind, and the wind changes at different elevations. and the speed where they're going to launch. And so we don't know. No one knows. The balloon pilots don't even know until just moments before they pop in the truck.
I can tell you what we do know, and the Hot Air Jubilee is this weekend.
Yes.
So that's happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you'll want to check it out. It's the 40th Hot Air Jubilee here in Jackson.
Yeah, and this year, they used to do like all day Saturday and all day Friday, so that it's just like 3 p.m. on, and they're just going to cram everything into that. Food trucks and all kinds of entertainment for the kids, bouncy houses, entertainment on stages, beer tent, just fun galore. And the highlight for I think many in the community is the glow. At the end of the evening, after the balloons return, they roll them all out into the big fields at Ellishaw Park, and they light them up. And that is just spectacular for photo opportunities.
Yeah, should be fun. Also going on this weekend, the Gus Macker, and the action starts Friday night. There'll be a Heroes Tournament at 5 o'clock, plus the Club Life All-Star Game. And
You're coaching that.
I am coaching that, yeah, so that'll be at 5 o'clock. And looking forward to that. On Saturday, what's going on?
All right, what we have today, before we get to the Hot Air Jubilee, we have several things today. Tonight at the Cascades, it's Superhero Family Night, and all the superheroes will be there. Spider-Man and Superman and all the Marvel people, and they will be joined by the band New Rule in Grass Lake. They've got the farmers market starting at 4 o'clock, and entertainment. Music in the Park tonight, featuring the music of Steve Berkmeyer. And something cool is happening at Grand River Brewery. We have movie night for the kids, and it's Luca. And Luca.
Rated PG.
Yes.
Parental guidance. Not necessary, if you ask me.
That's
Let's
at
go.
6
Let's.
p.m.
I can't stand looking at myself anymore. Let's go out to the Sky Cam and see what's going on. Beautiful weather. Tina was in a balloon about 10 minutes ago, but she's left the screen. I saw Tina and Roger from Hometown yesterday. Tina said, "Did you see me on the show?" And I said, "No." She said, "I did awful." And I said, "No way."
No, she was great. Tomorrow morning, many people will be getting up early to watch the Open Championship. It tees off at 1:35 a.m. Eastern Time, and the folks that, the top golfers that you'll want to watch will be teeing off around 4 a.m. And I believe you can watch it on Peacock or USA or I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully it's on somewhere. It should just be on the Golf Channel.
It should be.
It should be on the Golf Channel. So the favorites to win are Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler, both at plus 750. Then John Rahm, Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, Ricky Fowler plus 220. So we shall see. It's a very flat course. The legend John Daly will be there walking the course, playing. So should be a wonderful event.
I've picked my prediction. Tommy Fleetwood.
Really?
Yes, he's done so well in his last few tournaments, and I think he was even in a playoff a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think he's really ever won a tournament, though.
He's not. No, so this will be exciting.
Yeah.
And there are people that are competing that are not popular, like Scotty Scheffler.
He's popular.
Patrick Cantlay. They're not popular among their fellow golfers because they're slow.
Well, yes, that is true. That is true. You know who else is slow? Bryson DeChambeau. Very slow. There's a lot to do tonight, a lot to do in Jackson. There is Cascades Family Night, which you talked about. There is Grand River Brewery Movie Night, which you talked about. And then DJ Trivia at Shabby Chic. And they've been doing that, so check it out. It's cool. Tonight, 6 to 8 at their new location on Kibbe Road. And I've talked to people that have done this. They said it's a great, great time. And we just started doing trivia this past year.
Yeah.
And didn't realize how much fun it is. So check it out.
No one won the Mega Millions last night.
Really?
So we had the Mega Millions, which is now at 720 million, and the Powerball, the next drawing tonight, for $1 billion.
With the money that the state has collected for the schools out of the lottery proceedings, everything should go well this year.
I don't know where all that money goes.
I don't know where all the money goes. It says it goes to education, right?
If you win, here's something you could buy. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist has put up his Corktown condo for sale.
I thought you were going to say you put up garland on this Christmas tree. Jeez.
No, his penthouse is now for sale.
Garlands?
Yes, 1.9 million, 5,600 square feet. It's the fifth-story condo on 6th Street, just south of Michigan Avenue. He bought it before he became lieutenant governor for $495,000.
What did he do before that? Was he some type of stockbroker?
Yes, he was a business executive.
Oh,
yeah,
very
he
nice.
Owns his home.
Well, that's an interesting. I don't
Yeah.
like it. It looks to me like more of an event space.
That's the family room. They call that the family
Hey,
room.
5,000 square feet in Corktown. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 4 bedrooms and a spectacular kitchen. Wow, look at all the prep space.
Tons of prep space.
2 gas ranges and that giant refrigerator. I wonder how they got it up the stairs.
How would you like it if you listed your house and we started showing pictures of it? That's funny.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not been lived in.
The writer's strike
Yes.
and the actors strike, it's continuing.
I think I saw Susan Sarandon holding up a sign yesterday.
Tom Cruise has joined the strikers. One person who probably won't join the strikers is Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock.
The Rock. Yesterday it was revealed that he is pocketing an incredible amount of money for his next movie, Red One. The movie's going to come out in Christmas. Amazon is making it, and they have paid him upfront $50 million. Wow. That's the highest upfront payment for an actor in Hollywood history.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, he's Mr. Box Office. Mr. Box Office. Wow.
Two big movies coming out this week. A lot of people are anticipating the Barbie movie and the movie about the Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. The
I'm
movie
sorry?
about the father of the atomic bomb.
Pinocchio? I'm sorry.
Oppenheimer.
Okay, well, we'll have to look into that. We'll have to look into that. I went to Cryo Health yesterday. That's
Cryo?
Cryo. That's where they have the cold chamber.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting, and we've been talking about it upstairs. Do you think that's something you would be able to do?
I don't know. Is it claustrophobic?
It is, but the door opens right up. I was able to pop in and check it out. It's very, very cool.
Is that what Michael Jackson used?
No. But like the Lakers use it. P. Diddy uses one. The Mavericks have one.
Is it cold?
It's
Freezing
cold.
cold?
Yeah, you're in there for like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But yeah, it's cool. I want you to check this place out.
I will. The police blotter this morning, Officer Goings. Officer Goings is one of the busiest officers in JPD history. He was dispatched to the 1100 block of West Argyle Street for a subject attempting to hit another subject with their car.
I love that.
Don't do that. They arrested the guy, 33-year-old male.
Really?
Felonious assault. He was trying to run down someone with his car. 1100 block Argyle. Where's that? Wendy's?
No.
No.
1100 block of Argyle. I don't know. Can we pull the sky cam back up? I don't know where that is. There's an orthodontist on that street. I don't know. We'll look that up, and then we'll take a picture and we'll bring it back. So, I went to the dentist yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
It was fine. Yeah.
Ellisher Museum is looking for a new director.
Again?
Yes. Julie Johnson left July 13th, and they've got an interim director, a consultant. So she is the third museum director in the last 8 years.
Who do you think would be good? I feel like there's got to be someone
local.
Yes.
See, they're launching this
Yes.
international
Someone
search.
here.
Yeah, so they launched an international search for the
International?
chamber, for the chamber director. And so they got 200 applications from all over America. Find someone here, and same with the Ellisher Museum. Find someone here. And that's, I think, one of the problems. They brought in these people from out of town, and it's a local...
Yeah, I mean, I've never hired for that position, so I'm sure it's more difficult
It's probably very difficult.
than I imagine. But I think someone local for that, for sure.
So that's it.
That's just my opinion.
Local folks apply for the job, and then that would increase the chances we'd have a local person get hired for it.
Yeah, or... Yeah.
Who's on the show today?
We have a wonderful show. We are going to get things started with Dr. Jacob Sinkoff right after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Phil Tripp from Tripp's Collision Centers in Jackson, Lansing, and East Lansing.
And I'm Barb Tripp, inviting you to join us at this year's Hot Air Jubilee at Ellisharp Park, July 21st to the 23rd.
From the balloons to the car show, the Kids Kingdom, and the food court, the Hot Air Jubilee is family fun from the start to the finish.
Celebrating 40 years, we'll see you at the Jackson Hot Air Jubilee.
Our new Express Oil Changes and More building has been a huge success. Not only do we have the best oil change prices, we top off fluids and do a 33-point inspection. All while you enjoy fresh-baked cookies, coffee, and popcorn in our new lounge. This month is our Jeep Freedom Day sales event with special pricing on all new Jeeps. Stop out to Extreme Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Jackson, just off I-94 exit 141, or online at extremedodge.com.
Oh yeah! At Runway Party Store, you'll find all of your everyday convenience items, smiling faces to help you find what you need, and daily specials fit for any meal. Visit us today and check out our newly remodeled location on Michigan Avenue just south of the Jackson Airport.
It's Gus Macker weekend here in downtown Jackson. We want to invite you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get down here. Action starts on Friday at 5 o'clock, goes through Sunday. So check it out. I'll be down here at the Gus Macker.
You'll be coaching.
I will be coaching.
Joining us now from Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and IEP Urgent Care Emergency Physician, Dr. Jacob Sinkoff. Good morning.
Thanks for having me back again. Good morning, guys.
Good to see you.
Big weekend coming up.
Big.
Yeah.
Big weekend.
I remember wasn't last year when they had Gus Macker, Faster Horses, and the Hot Air Jubilee the same weekend.
It was a beautiful weekend for the ER, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of a break this weekend, but I remember it was actually busy from we had a lot of Gus Macker patients and stuff like that last year.
Well, to me, it's the 40 and up division that is working hard on those old joints on the cement. It's a little different, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because we had some broken bones and kind of all those type of. We actually had a lot of the athletic injuries, but we also had a lot of injuries related to heat. And I there's a lot of spectators and stuff, and stuff like that. Growing up, I grew up in Wisconsin. Gus Macker's a Michigan thing, is that correct?
For the most part,
kind of. Yeah. So I didn't realize how big it was here until everyone's asking if I play basketball. I'm like,
Well, you have a team, don't you?
The Henry Ford. I think we do have a team.
Yeah, I think
the Medellin.
The athletic.
Dr. Medlin. Yeah, I think he has a team. Unfortunately, we got a new. I think he's been on the afternoon show. Our new ER nurse director is a big basketball player, but unfortunately, he tore his bicep, so he had surgery, so he's out this year.
That's right. He's that big giant guy.
Yeah. So he played in college and played overseas too. So I'm gonna get ready for next year. I think I'm gonna have to play next year. So
we've been talking about heat, obviously across the country nonstop. I just am so glad I don't live in Texas.
Yeah.
But we do deal with heat here. How do you? What's the best way to prep?
So just staying hydrated. So the thing about heat-related illnesses is extremely preventable. So staying well hydrated and just being conscientious of staying in the shade when you can. And the thing with heat really catches up before you realize it. And you see it in the summertime with every type of person. We see it a lot of times with, I've read articles about a lot of concerts, outdoor concerts, and artists are out there singing, and it doesn't take very long, and by the time you realize, it's oftentimes too late that you're overheated and definitely need to take a break. So if that does happen, obviously staying well hydrated, getting to a cool place, damp clothing can help kind of aid in that, getting some of that heat off your body.
Does hydrating today help me tomorrow?
It will, yeah. You don't ever want to start off dehydrated. So, yeah, absolutely, staying well hydrated. Night before, all that works really, really well. And a lot of times medications can cause, a lot of people are on blood pressure medications, diuretics that kind of help prevent excess fluid can really harm people out in the sun. So just being aware.
I saw one hospital in the Phoenix area was calling up to the cafeteria to have them bring down buckets of ice, and they were just dumping it on the people.
Yeah, so the most serious kind of heat-related illness is what's some consider heat stroke, and that's when your body temperature gets over 104 degrees, and the best thing to do is cool patients down as soon as possible. A lot of times we see it as drug related with a lot of these like rave festivals and everything like that. One of the side effects of some of these kind of street drugs or party drugs is overheating. So I've read lots of articles. These people come in with body temperatures between 105 and 110 degrees, and they'll take almost like body bags and just fill them with ice to cool people down. So
if you were out in Phoenix golfing, or say you were out drinking or something, you don't realize what's happening to your body.
Absolutely, or you think you're drinking lots of beer, and it's like that's cool, but that ultimately will dehydrate you because it acts as a diuretic, and you fall behind pretty early, and then it's hard to catch back up once you get dehydrated. So
yeah, I think that's a misconception. Beer, people are drinking a lot of beer. They think they're getting the fluids, but it's
you are getting fluids, but a lot of times you end up just you urinate back out because it acts as a diuretic. So
it can creep up on you too. I remember one time I was riding my bike. It was like 98 degrees.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, I just couldn't go anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it's not like a slow kind of process. It gets you pretty quick. So, staying hydrated, just making sure you have water available. And I'm sure they'll do a good job downtown having water available and everything like that. Shade, and I don't think it's supposed to be terribly warm this weekend. It's
gonna be perfect.
But even 80, it can happen, especially with people that are physically exerting themselves when they normally don't.
How bad is that heat across the country? Like, for example, if you were dealing with 20 straight days of 113 plus here, I mean, what would that do to the ER?
And people don't understand, it's a life-threatening. Right. So, if I haven't been watching the news recently, but a lot of times, elderly patients are especially at risk. If you don't have air conditioning in the home, that could really really be a public health problem. So, yeah, absolutely having that knowledge, checking on your neighbors when things like that go on. Luckily, we don't have that happen in Michigan as much, but when these heat waves go through, it can be a high cause of mortality.
Yeah, I saw yesterday the healthcare cost of the excessive heat is going to be in excess of $1 billion.
Yeah, people don't think about of the cost associated with everything. But unfortunately, a lot of times people can't afford AC or to get their electric shut off. They can't get AC, and then ER-related visits, all that sort of stuff is expensive.
Right now we have a little, reprieve from the wildfire smoke, but it's affecting the East Coast, and it looks like we could see it back again this summer. What do people have to be alert for?
So it's primarily affecting people with underlying pulmonary disorders like asthma, COPD. So, being careful if you have those underlying conditions, staying indoors as much as you can if it's affecting you. And if it gets really bad, we recommended everyone staying indoors. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad, but there was a couple days you go outside, it was really hazy and really so we kept our young kids inside and it was just, it's odd, but just, how it affects you is important. And obviously if you have one of those underlying disorders, you have to be especially careful. Yeah. So
we've had some interesting weather this year.
Did you have any fingers blown off over the 4th of July?
I didn't work, but I heard it wasn't too many. One day I'll have to bring some x-rays. I don't have any personal x-rays, but it's like with Facebook, I'm part of this ER doctor and put all the x-rays, obviously with no patient identifiers. And I'm sure you could just Google search them, but there's some interesting x-rays. So I think we had a good 4th of July.
Yeah. People don't do the individual ones as much as used to. They just go out to the lake and there's someone that's putting on a $40,000 show. So you just watch that.
Yeah, for sure. Because those, just the little individual little firecrackers, those cause a lot of damage. So it's easier just to watch your neighbor do it.
Very, very much so.
Yep. So.
I think you're right. I didn't hear a lot of fireworks with the holiday as we usually do.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like because it was on the Tuesday this year, right? I noticed the same thing too. It just kind of seemed.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Could have had something to do with the dry weather and the. Burn ban too.
That was the other thing too. Yep.
Sure. I think at that point we were discouraged from.
Right.
What
about Faster Horses? Did you see?
So we had Faster Horses, 10-year anniversary of Faster Horses. It was actually kind of a little bit down this year. I heard there was a lot. They sold a lot, less tickets. But our partners with JCA, Dr. Mano. Semi-retired Dr. Mano, still the medical director at MIS. They do such a great job out in the field. We have a lot of our residents out there. They get a lot of ambulance calls, but I think over the week or over the 3 days, we had only 20 ambulances come to the emergency department from over there. And that's over, I think they had over 200 EMS calls. So there's a lot of medical providers out there. They have a lot of supplies and they get a lot of stuff done out there, which is great because it's could be a huge burden on the community, the emergency department, but our whole medical team does a really good work out there.
Yesterday was Patty and John Mano's 47th wedding anniversary.
And John's been working in partnership with the track for 47 years.
Years and years and years. Yeah, so I know they're getting excited for NASCAR coming up. So I think that's the first weekend of August, right?
The Firekeepers Casino 400.
Yeah. So, all of our residents that are in JC are all getting prepared for that now. On to the next one.
Well, thanks for all the summer heat and survival tips. Good to see you again.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks.
Dr. Jacob Sinkoff from Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and IEP Urgent Care. More of the morning show right after this.
Come on in and experience Not So Shabby Oh So Chic's new store location at 2600 Kibbe Road, Jackson's hottest destination for shopping, featuring unbeatable prices on home decor, jewelry, and fun fashions. Enjoy our outdoor deck for sharing lunch with friends, light food and snacks provided by West End Farm to Table, Wednesday DJ trivia game nights, and more. Also visit our downtown location, The Blessed Nest, on West Michigan Avenue.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing. Preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment. Commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence. The confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Do you do landscaping?
Yes, we do. Our landscaping is creative and innovative. We'll make sure your yard is beautiful.
Do you do irrigation systems?
Yes, our irrigation systems are top of the line and will be designed to fit your watering needs.
What about lawn care?
We do that too. Our lawn care services will continue to keep your yard healthy and help it grow. Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping, serving South Central Michigan since 1986.
Asthma Allergy Centers can help you breathe freely. Since 1980, our board-certified specialists have provided testing and treatment for a wide variety of asthma and allergy-related conditions, including immunodeficiencies and skin problems. No referrals are necessary, and we accept any insurance or no insurance. You can even use our mobile app to check in and pay. Come see us at our Jackson office or one of our multiple offices in Southwest Michigan.
The secret is out. Jackson is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. We are people with community pride, school spirit, and deep roots. The secret is out. Jackson has great parks, home to some of the best golf in the country, and boasts more lakes than you can count. With unique, locally owned shops and restaurants, we have a little something for everyone. Hey Jackson, the secret is out. The Heather Herndon team with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, serving the Jackson community since 2005.
The Hot Air Jubilee is happening this weekend at Ellisharp Park, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check out hotairjubilee.com for all the information. Hot Air Jubilee is celebrating 40 years here in Jackson.
Now we're happy to welcome our next guest from the Center for Family Health, Chief Operating Officer Sarah Benedetto, and from Lifeways, Director of Integrated Health, Amy Cosgrove Evans. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
I guess the first question is what is integrated health?
That was my question.
That's a really good question.
Sure.
You want to start us off?
Sure.
Amy?
So integrated health is our services at Lifeways. It is a focus on prevention, wellness, and holistic care. So it focuses on not only the mental health services that we provide, but behavioral health as well as physical health.
Mm-hmm. Whole person wellness is the end goal, correct?
Absolutely,
correct. How does this partnership help you with your clients and patients get to that end goal?
Yep, so I'll have Sarah just kind of talk about the long-term partnership that has existed, and then I can chime in.
So we've been great friends and partners with Lifeways for a number of years, and our current integrated health clinic, what I think is so great about it is that it gives our patients an opportunity to get their medical care and their mental health services in the same location. And our staff are literally co-located, working in the same space together. So it really creates a lot of communication between the provider staff, and it helps the patients have better coordinated care and better health outcomes.
Yeah, it seems like it's a win-win for the patients, right? One less step.
Absolutely.
Right. They can get all of that. They can get their blood work, their labs taken right there. There's not X-ray there, but they can get their labs drawn, all their point-of-care test, education. The providers can talk if they need to adjust medications. Any of the care management kind of things that happen between visits, our staff work really closely together to make sure patients get what they need.
Communication is so key, right, with one's health, and providers communicating to each other. Things can potentially get lost in translation, this just helps streamline everything. It's great.
Absolutely. And sometimes people will focus on one aspect of health and wellness and not the other. And so by having this partnership, they're able to come and have their primary care needs met, their physical health needs as well as their mental health.
It was always, and I think that just, historically, we as a society we've segregated physical care and mental health care. We've had hospitals and mental hospitals. That has contributed to the stigma that surrounds mental health care, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I think so. Yeah. And I think another benefit is, sometimes patients have a place that they're more comfortable. So in this case, patients that are utilizing Lifeway services are really comfortable going to that space.
Right.
So instead of saying, here's another space that you have to go to, why not just bring that primary care to them so they can get it in a place that they're already comfortable. So that's another benefit, I think.
Right.
As well.
Did you learn about mental health in high school?
I
don't think I did.
Remember anything from
Yeah,
high
I
school.
don't think I did either. Yeah, it's just something that wasn't talked about for a long time, I think. So.
No, and I think I just saw there are ways that you care for yourself, including mental health. In addition to your diet and exercise, there are mental health things you can do to have a better quality of life and extend.
Absolutely. There is a significant correlation between overall health and wellness and prosperous, productive life. Yep, absolutely.
How does someone take advantage of your services at Lifeways? Do they need a referral, or what do they do?
They do not need a referral. They can call our primary 517-789-1200 number to get connected to services, but they can walk in any time that our doors are open. They can come in initially just to for an initial screening and stay for an intake and get connected to services in one visit.
So you have patients already at Center for Family Health who may be able now to integrate their health care with Lifeways. Do they start at Lifeways? Do they start
It could be either place, but the way that we have this set up, which is also unique, and is that the Lifeways team, the Lifeways employees actually manage, if you will, the schedule for our medical provider. So they know who's a consumer of Lifeways, and they can actually put that patient on the schedule. If we have someone that we think is maybe coming to our downtown location already, but they maybe would benefit, we can certainly call and say, hey, is this person's a consumer at Lifeways and they'd like to switch and get their care there, then that's how we work together.
I think the first thing you partnered on, you actually had a clinic at Lifeways.
We did, and we still do. The original clinic that we had was open full-time and was open to anyone in the community. The challenging part became there wasn't always, if someone from Lifeways, a consumer, needed access that same day, or there wasn't the same level of coordination because our schedule was full with just general folks in the community. This is much more focused on being a consumer at Lifeways in order to see our provider that is housed at Lifeways, and it's 3 days a week that we're there.
That's great.
That we have her there.
And you actually have essentially an emergency department at Lifeways.
So we have 24/7 services now. We have a CRU service, which is a crisis residential unit. We still work and coordinate with hospitals, but in the event that a person is in need of care or treatment and there is not a bed available in another facility, then we can house them currently at our site.
And I think overall we're getting the impression that over the last few years, because of the pandemic and social upheaval and political unrest, that there are more folks who are suffering with mental health issues.
I would agree. I would agree. I think we've seen a significant increase, and we continue to see increases. But that's what we're there for, and we're hoping that people will reach out, make contact, come in, get the help.
What's a good way to talk to someone about mental health? Recommending maybe they talk to someone. What's a good way to approach that?
So I think that sometimes people think that mental health is not as simple as just needing to talk with someone, just needing to take a few minutes to care for yourself, make sure that you are just stable, grounded, rounded, comfortable with where things are at. As far as coming in and looking for support, I think just calling and having the conversation, asking questions.
Yeah, that's the first step. Yeah.
I think it's also, I think more and more you'll see your primary care physicians are much more comfortable at being sort of another entry level point. So everyone, there's so many different ways, right, that you can reach out. You can talk to your provider, you can talk to a school, someone at your school if you're a youth, and then getting connected to the many different ways that you can get access to mental health. It can't be done in just one way, right? Because it's not one size fits all. So there's lots of different opportunities. And
Amy, you have special sessions, events, scheduled activities that the community can participate in.
We do. So we focus on prevention as well as wellness, and we have a variety of programs, and I'll leave this here for you, but we have things like Stress Less. These are programs that are drop-in opportunities. We have pop-up exercises programs around the community. We were out at Shellett Park in the winter. We're at the mall, and these are just activities to get people out, keep people moving, have conversation and build connections with other people who are focusing on health and wellness. So we have a Balancing Wellness, which focuses on the 8 dimensions of wellness, including emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, environmental, financial, occupational, and social. So there's a lot going on, and truly our focus is about prevention and then bringing about wellness as well.
That sounds like a wonderful continued partnership, and walk-ins always welcome, right?
yes, always have walk-in, and actually we work with Lifeways on the weekends even. I know we've reached out to your crisis team if there's something that comes up and it's outside of the typical hours, so our walk-in is available.
Sounds like it could be a lot to navigate for a patient or a client. Do you assign someone that's going to hold their hand through the process?
There are many support people in roles to help. We have community health and wellness workers who will help direct and make sure that people are connected to the appropriate services. We have case management services at Lifeways, and so depending on what a person's needs or desires are, we can make sure that they have people in place to help direct them.
Well, it's great that we have this continuing partnership. It was great hearing more about it today.
Great.
Yeah, thank you both.
Thanks for having us.
And people can still get their school physicals.
They still can get their school physicals.
They need
Call
to do
today.
that.
You can get in right today. Yep.
From the Center for Family Health, Chief Operating Officer Sarah Benedetto, and from Lifeways Director of Integrated Health, Amy Cosgrove Evans. More of the morning show after this.
Collins Brothers Floor Covering has been serving the Jackson community for over 80 years. We specialize in residential and commercial projects and offer a full range of flooring materials from carpet to luxury vinyl. With endless colors, styles, and patterns to choose from, we can complement the look of any room. Quality products at the best value and customer satisfaction are guaranteed when you choose Collins Brothers Floor Covering. Contact Collins Brothers Floor Covering and see how we can personalize your project today.
You can see it in our smile, service that is second to none, the kind of personal treatment you would expect from your own family. Brown's Advanced Care Pharmacy has been taking care of the Jackson community for nearly 60 years. Whether it's your prescriptions, medical supplies, hearing aids, or over-the-counter products, you're treated like one of our own. Because at Brown's Advanced Care Pharmacy, your health and well-being, it's a family thing. Brown's Advanced Care Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy. Locally owned, locally operated, locally loved.
I'm miles beyond my knee injury. I am Henry.
I use science to help families grow. I am Henry.
I'm a new mom with brand new lungs. I am Henry.
I made sure that the cancer in my chest never got to my heart. I am Henry.
I'm Henry.
I am Henry.
When you found your inner believer and all-around conqueror, you found your Henry.
At Hometown Heating, Cooling, and More, we know how important family is. That's why we've been a family-owned and operated business since 2009. As an authorized Daikin dealer, we're dedicated to providing the best heating and cooling services for your family's comfort. So, don't sweat the heat or shiver in the cold. Let our family keep yours cozy all year long.
The Green Market at Henry Ford and its many vendors want to thank our wonderful patrons for their many years of support. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon in the lot across Michigan Avenue from Henry Ford Health. The Green Market, providing you and your family with healthy, fresh food.
Our show today is brought to you by Hometown Heating, Cooling, and More. Visit heatandcoolwithus.com.
Our next guest from American One Credit Union in our Fraud Fighters segment, the Risk and Compliance Manager, Angela Hadley, and the Financial Wellness Manager, Colin Martin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back. We're always anxious to learn how we can hang on to our money,
Yes.
grow our money, and not lose our money.
That's right.
That's right. Our first topic, and I can relate to this one, the power of one less. One less Diet Coke. One less Milk Dud box.
Oh.
Is that what it means? Is that what it means? One less?
Pretty much. So the power of one less is, you get into a habit of spending money. You go and buy coffee every morning before you go to work.
Mm-hmm.
You stop and get that energy drink at the gas station every time you go in there. So really, what can you save by cutting that one out? So if you were to buy a $6 coffee for half the year, you're looking at spending over $1,000 just on coffee. So really looking at your budget, it's all those small purchases that really add up, that really kind of can hurt your budget.
What's your one thing?
Oh man,
you knew I was going to ask
probably
that.
Qdoba. It's my guilty pleasure.
If DoorDash is a problem. Like if I could DoorDash less, maybe that's my one thing.
Yeah, so
And
even
that
if
adds
you were,
up, too.
it does add up. And even if you were to just, instead of DoorDashing, you were to just go to the place, you'd save a lot of money there too, because it is more expensive just to get the DoorDash instead of going to the physical location.
Yeah, you got your annual DoorDash report, and you had like 987.
No, it wasn't that many, and it was under 200.
Okay.
Not too bad.
What's your one less?
Definitely coffee.
Coffee?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right over here at Fortress, they've got a really good, they do the mushroom coffee now.
Oh, that's very good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got to stay away. I'll just get in my car after this and head out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Fortress people are sad to hear about
Well,
this.
that's okay. I'll stop by and get the mushroom coffee.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Well, one week it could be coffee, and the next week
That's
it could
right,
be,
you can plan.
different things.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're not depriving yourself of the same thing.
Yeah.
So it does. It adds up. So is it habitual spending? The little things, small purchases that we've got to keep an eye on?
Yeah, so normally when you're looking at buying something that's more expensive, you're going to plan ahead for it. So like when you're looking to buy a new car, or you're looking to get a house, or you're looking for any kind of expensive item or big ticket item, you're going to end up planning ahead for it just because you'll need to save in order to buy it. When you're looking at doing all the little spending, so stopping at the gas station, or instead of making coffee at home, you go get it, or really my thing that I've found is if I don't go into the gas stations when I'm filling up, if I just pay at the pump and I don't go in at all, I don't spend that extra money. But if I do go in to pay, I'll end up being like, oh, that looks good, that looks good. And that's just tricky marketing by the gas stations or supermarkets. They intend for that to happen. So consciously knowing if I don't go in, I don't spend more money. That's like the one way you can start changing the habitual spending habits. Another thing is just changing your routine. So a lot of people every day when they wake up, they have a morning routine. The same thing goes for when you're spending money. You're always looking at the consistent things you continuously buy. So instead of buying those things right at that second, maybe take a day and say, okay, do I really need that? Or take an extra second to just say, is this really what I desire at this moment, or is this just because I'm so used to this cycle? And
Yeah,
and that can help.
There's a couple. Adam and I, we go in this one gas station just to see if they have Prime, and if they don't, we leave.
I don't buy it because I bought the wrong one, and I got.
He bought a Prime Energy drink, and
apparently there's two different kinds.
Okay.
I didn't know either.
I didn't either.
Grandpa, right? Your grandpa. We've got grandparent scams.
Yeah.
Have you fallen for any?
No, but I know people who have, and I think they're the most insidious thing that anyone could pull on someone.
What do we have? We have seniors in our community trying to get their money stolen from them.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just coming off, June is actually World Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
Okay.
So we're just coming off of that, and of course it's important all year round, but what we have to keep in mind with elder abuse is oftentimes there's that financial component to it. And you know, that's exactly what the grandparent scam is they're essentially looking to exploit somebody by pretending to be maybe a child or a grandchild in distress, and of course try to take that person's money.
Yeah, and now with AI, there are people who are actually recreating voices so that it actually sounds like your kid is on the phone.
Yeah, you have to be really careful because you're right, the technology is out there and it's evolving quickly. Same with phone numbers, you know, can be spoofed, so it could look like it's coming from your grandchild maybe. But it's important to keep in mind, you know what the situation would be, right? And don't necessarily take that if they tell you they're in jail and they need money to eat. Don't just act on that, right? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to act on that sense of urgency. If you can slow down for a minute, maybe call the jail directly and find out additional information at their phone number. That might help verify the legitimacy, right? And you know, this happens everywhere, but the Jackson County Sheriff, I think it was about a year ago, put out information that was happening right here in our area, and they'll explain to you they're never going to go hungry, right? There's never a situation where you'd have to pay, as we know, in gift cards or in crypto for something like that.
Yeah, and grandparents, your grandchildren aren't going to be calling you for money or to get out of jail or anything like that. They never have, they never will. Just say, too bad, and hang up.
Right.
Yeah, what are ways to identify? Are there certain things that you can hear right away from the scammers that maybe help you identify that this could be a scam?
Definitely. I think it's important to make sure, again, we talked about the phone numbers, you know, if it's a different phone number, that could be a red flag, but be aware that those can be spoofed. But also I think it's important to know that, again, the payment method maybe doesn't make sense, and the sense of urgency, right? As you mentioned, like that's not a call they're really going to make. And then if you don't comply right away, they'll get angry. If you ask questions that only your grandchild should know, they're not going to be able to answer them, or there's going to be a really long pause. Things like that are some red flags. So it's not just one thing, but it's about putting that puzzle together. Does it make sense or does it not?
Yeah.
Maybe everyone could have a magic word in their family.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I do know families that actually do that for various reasons, right? But it's like, exactly, do you know the code word? And if you say it, you know either you're in distress or something like that, or you know it is actually that person. That's an excellent idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and don't
tell anyone.
Don't give it out.
That's
Don't tell anyone your code word. Don't make it your password, please.
This happened in our family.
I know.
Grandma got a call and said, "Hey, Grandma, this is your grandson." And she said, "John?" And he said, "Yeah." The scammer didn't even have the name. Just took a shot, and there it was.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and they'll do a lot of reconnaissance on social media, right? And it doesn't take long to get a ton of information about somebody on there. Even if they don't have a profile, their grandchild might. So.
All right. So, what's the one less thing you're going to do today?
Like I said, maybe I'm gonna pass Fortress today. I might be there tomorrow, but today, we'll avoid it.
I'm gonna cook my own dinner.
You sound excited about
I already have
that.
it planned out. So.
How about you?
I'm not gonna go to lunch.
Really? I was gonna buy a pair of shoes today, and now I'm not.
There you go.
I don't have anything. I don't know.
I'll
think about it.
We'll think about it, and we'll get back to you both.
All right.
Great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Our monthly Fraud Fighter segment from American One Credit Union with Angela Hadley and Colin Martin. The morning show wraps up after these words.
The PIC Center is an independent practice that has provided care to the Jackson area for over 25 years. Doctors O'Neill and Cack supervise antibiotic infusions, as well as those for many other conditions, such as inflammatory bowel, joint, and lung disease, anemia, and multiple sclerosis. Our modern facility is open 7 days a week, and the infusion staff will make you feel right at home. Let your doctor know you have a choice where you receive your next infusion. Remember, when you've picked us, you've picked the best.
Get ahead of the game and get your sports or annual physical before school starts in September. Whether for your student athlete to be ready for action or your student to be ready for school, now is the perfect time to make sure their health needs are up to date. Center for Family Health is offering physicals for youth ages 10 to 18 and provides vaccines and other health screenings during the physical. Most insurances and Medicaid are accepted, with a sliding scale for qualified patients. Often there is no copay for a physical. 5 winners of $100 gift cards will be randomly drawn in June and July. Call 517-748-5500 to schedule an appointment today. Same-day appointments are available at our 4 school health center locations. The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to health care for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years. The Gus Macker Jackson 3-on-3 basketball tournament will fill the streets of downtown Jackson on July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Don't miss out on all the fun and competition. You'll want to see it all, with specials like a slam dunk contest, mascot game, heroes tournament, and even a dream team tournament for adults with disabilities. New this year is Music on Michigan, Friday and Saturday, in a cornhole tournament on Saturday, July 23rd at Grand River Brewery at 5 p.m. Visit the Gus Macker Jackson Facebook page now and during the tournament weekend.
Are you struggling with your mental health? We can help at Michigan Psychological Care. Located in Jackson, Michigan, we are here to help strengthen your relationships, your interpersonal connections, and help you find yourself. With options of individual therapy, family and couples, group counseling, psychological evaluations, we are here to help with all your mental health needs. Contact us today to live the life you've always dreamed.
Welcome back to the morning show. Live entertainment, food trucks, and more at Cherry Creek all summer long, presented by Visit Lenawee. Thursday night, they have live entertainment, and their fall menu is available. This Thursday, it is whiskey and wine. And then Vineyard Jams on Saturday and Sunday. They bring in a food truck each day. And on Friday, the entertainment is The Joint, and the food truck is Smoking Good Foods. Saturday, Whiskey Jack's Barbecue, and the entertainment by Jack Pine Savages. 10 years, celebrating 10 years, awesome. Cherry Creek Cellars.
Awesome. That is 20 years.
20 years? Oh, is it 20? I got it wrong.
Oh,
20 years, I'm
20
sorry.
years.
Yes, 20.
Excuse
but
us.
It's a milestone year.
Big milestone year. Today should be a wonderful day, so make sure you get out and enjoy the weather. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Join us tomorrow. We'll have Lindsay Sykas from Club Life, Kyle Lichty and Tina Mercier from Gus Macker Jackson, and Melissa Burgett from ORS.
Later today from CNB, Tessa Simmons and Jennifer Stoner, Dr. Dan Phelan from JC, Sharon Peterson with the Jackson Pride Fest and the RuPaul Drag Fest, Lynn Huseman and Gary Michael from First United Methodist Church, and Area 19 Special Olympics Director Randy Coleman, all later today. We'll see you at 1.